quarterback has to get done first. And Dak has earned it as the face of the Dallas Cowboys. That's different than just a quarterback. You're occupying the most iconic position in American team sports at this point in our country's history. It's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah.
But Zeke, is he the face of the Dallas Cowboys, or is Ezekiel Elliott the face of the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, I think ultimately long term it's going to be Dak because of the way he carries himself, because of all those leadership qualities, and the fact that he's a good player. So you got to do him first. I agree, and he's going to have to get paid much more than Ezekiel Elliott. But if the question is who deserves top dollar, then I'm saying we're talking about for their position. The top dollar at quarterback is $35 million a year. I'm not giving Dak $35 a year. The biggest guarantee is $110 million. I'm not guaranteeing Dak $110 million yet. Ezekiel Elliott, who's going to be entering his age 24 season, top dollar is a little bit over $14 million. What Todd Gurley got. Guarantee is $45 million.
Right.
So I will give Ezekiel Elliott top dollar as a running back, even if I pay Dak more and do him first, because Dak is not an elite quarterback. Zeke is an elite running back.
Well, but the things that Dak means to this team is far more important than what Zeke means to this team. If you think about it, I understand that Dak has had struggles at different points throughout the regular season, but in the playoffs, when we're talking about what is important, he's the guy who steps up. You go back to his rookie season, he went toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers. If it wasn't for an outlandish pass by Aaron Rodgers, he would have won. And in that game, he led three fourth-quarter scoring drives against Aaron Rodgers when they needed it and put him over the top. Last year in the playoffs, he led a game-winning playoff drive in their first game. He is the guy. I know Zeke is very important, and the offense is built around him. And you're kind of going off on a little different tangent there when you're arguing who deserves to get paid more for their position. Who's more valuable to this team is how I understand this question. And by far, it's Ezekiel Elliott.
I think so. I think you're right, Fox.
Is Ezekiel
at the
Elliott?
same time.
I'm sorry, it's Dak Prescott.
That's called a Freudian slip.
Freud's been discredited. Just about everything that Freud said was wrong. Everyone knows.
You just proved them right. You just undid decades of work.
When you look at the value of the position, the quarterback is the most valued position in sports as far as I'm concerned. It's like having a solid point guard in basketball. Yes, the number is high. It's $30-some-odd million. It's $100 million in guarantee. But that's the market, Max. That's the market. Think about it. In any job that you do in this country, there's a market that is set. For all of us that's on television, there's a market that's set. And we want to be paid according to the market. And he wants to be paid, Dak, that is, wants to be paid according to the market. We can argue that he's not elite. Who's to say he's not elite? He's in an offense that does things different. Okay, they don't allow him to push the ball down the field 50 times a game. They don't allow him to pad his statistics.
There's a reason for that,
He's not in a Stafford-type situation in Detroit where they throw the ball all over the lot for 5,000 yards. He's not in that situation. He's not in a Jared Goff offense that pushes the ball down the field. What he does is he wins football games. He utilizes his running style to extend the plays. He does all of the things that some of these other quarterbacks don't do.
And now, also, he never steps in it in the media. In an intense media atmosphere, he always says the right thing.
He doesn't miss games. He doesn't do any of those things.
And he comes through in the clutch like he's the quarterback of that team.
And Domonique, you make a great point. We were talking about it yesterday. Think of how many scores he was down against Green Bay. He never gave up, and so the team followed him. And if not for, I think, the best football talent at the position of all time, making one of his great all-time throws, Dak wins that game. I get it. He's got that stuff on the inside. But NFL, hard cap, you got to rob Peter to pay Paul. Dak is not the type of guy to elevate a whole team yet.
Max, I'm going to tell you again, stop believing in the cap. They can pay who they want to pay. It's called restructuring contracts. It's called finding the money. Jerry Jones has plenty of cash to find the money. Trust me.
How can you argue that he's not elevating his team when you just admitted that he was the reason why they were even in the game in that playoff game against Green Bay? And again, he led a game-winning drive in their first round last year. He is elevating everyone around him. And I understand that he hasn't done well necessarily statistically matched up with other elite quarterbacks, but that part of that we all agree is Scott Linehan and Kellen Moore coming in this year.
That's not true. The statistical side is not true. Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, and this guy all came out at the same time. You look at their numbers, very similar. Everybody's numbers are on par. The number that stands out to me the most is his rushing ability. Those guys don't have that. But when you look at the wins, the losses, you look at the passing completion percentages, you look at the yards in the air, you look at you just look at it all. They're all right together. They're all stacked on top of each other.
I would say the difference is his durability. Because if Carson Wentz had his durability, I don't think this would be close. But he doesn't, and so you can make the argument. But look, Carson Wentz got the contract. We can table that. Russell Wilson, I think, deserved the money. I wouldn't have given Matt Ryan the deal. I wouldn't have given Matthew Stafford that deal. I wouldn't have given Kirk Cousins the deal he got. Just because they got it doesn't make it a good decision.
So if you're never going to pay a quarterback, Max, who you going to pay?
Well, no, you have to pay the right quarterback, and you got to pay him appropriately.
He's going to be an unemployed GM is what's going to happen to Max.
Have you seen a team without a quarterback and what that looks like?
Yeah, you have to have a quarterback.
You got to have a quarterback,
that doesn't mean you overpay
guys.
a quarterback so that you're cash strapped in other positions, and then you never win.
So in this situation, we're arguing over who deserves to get top dollar more. You would go with Zeke over Dak, which to me doesn't make any sense. If you pay, I think both of them need to be paid. Obviously, I'm not going to argue against either of those top guys getting money. But when it comes down to the big plays needing to be made in big time situations, Dak has showed up time and time again. And that's how we measure quarterbacks. That's how we measure great players, is who's going to make those big plays in the playoffs. And he was able to do it as a rookie, and he's been able to do it in his third year. And I expect under Kellen Moore, he'll have even better.
How many playoff wins does he have?
Going forward.
How many playoff wins?
He's in his third year, Max. Calm down, dude. He just finished his third year.
He's got the same amount as Zeke. And that's what the argument's about.
Right, I get it. But when you're talking about paying top dollar for a quarterback, that'll be $36 million.
That's
for a running back,
the market.
15.
You can't pay a guy. Max, you cannot pay him $20 million. It doesn't work like that. The market says that this is what it is. Now, look, is he going to be the highest paid quarterback in the league? No. Should he be in that bunch somewhere? Yes, he should be. If the number's 36, he should be at 30, 31, 32, whatever that number is. But he shouldn't be 25, 26. No way.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.